Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and do celebrity legal news. Also, join me for my pop culture chats. If you'd like to support the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. My Venmo and Cash App is below. Thank you so much, and let's get started. Child, the news just keeps coming. The news just keep coming. The officer who pruned from the timeline, Sonya Massey, has been found guilty. So let me bring it up. And as you all come in, make sure you hit that like button. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Let's get into this. This is from NBC News.
Breaking news, a verdict in the murder trial of former Illinois Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson.
After 2 days of deliberation, the jury has found Grayson guilty of second-degree murder. Grayson, who is white, was accused of killing 36-year-old black woman Sonya Massey, who called 911 for help. That shooting was captured on body camera footage. We're not going to show all of it because it is graphic, but video shows Grayson shooting and killing Massey in her kitchen last year after she picked up a pot of boiling water. Her family said she struggled with mental health issues.
NBC News correspondent Maggie Vespa is outside the courthouse in Peoria, Illinois, and NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos with us here in studio. Maggie, let me get right to you. Tell us more about the verdict and what happened inside that courtroom.
Yeah, Kate Sinclair, after more than 10 hours of deliberations, jurors inside that courtroom just coming to that conclusion that Sean Grayson is, as you said, guilty of second-degree murder, which carries a potential sentence of 4 to 20 years in prison. And basically what this means is that, according to our legal analyst, and I'm sure Danny can expand on this, the defense's strategy seemingly worked to give the jury the option of a lesser charge. And remembering that he was initially charged with first-degree murder, which in Illinois carries a maximum potential penalty of life in prison. Now, again, just that kind of basic definition here is that what this means is the jury determined that Sean Grayson intentionally killed Sonya Massey, believing potentially that his life or his safety was at risk, but that belief was actually unreasonable. And this is after watching the body camera video in full in court in front of Sonya Massey's family, asking to watch that body camera video again last night during deliberations, asking the judge for clarification on some of the jury instructions, especially tied to the concept of use of force. So this is kind of a middle ground between, I should say it's absolutely a middle ground between what prosecutors originally sought against Grayson, again, that first-degree murder charge, and then what the defense was ultimately hoping for, which was an acquittal. Now we have this conviction of second-degree murder. Again, also something of a middle ground for these protesters down the street. As the verdict was being announced, my producer ran down there, and we heard from people who are now standing in front of the courthouse, beating their drum and yelling through a bullhorn, saying that they're glad there's a conviction of some sort. They're glad, they hope there will be prison time. He hasn't been sentenced yet, but they really wanted, in the name of Sonya Massey, that first-degree murder conviction. So again, this just in the last 10 minutes or so. We're bringing you this breaking news here first on News Now Daily, guys.
Maggie, thanks so much. Danny, let's bring you in. Break down the second-degree murder verdict. What should we make of it?
This is going to be interesting to break that down because I hope he gets double digits. I hope he gets I hope he gets to 20 years. But you know how they'll finagle them ways down to 5 years with 10 years probation or something like that. But let's see what he has to say.
As Maggie outlined, the defense really pushing for the jury to consider it, but also what kind of sentence could it carry?
Maggie described it perfectly. What the jury had to do with first and second degree murder in Illinois is a little not traditional compared to the way we think of murder in other states. They had to first find all the elements of first degree murder. And by the way, if they didn't find all the elements of first degree murder, they also could not find him guilty of second degree murder. Very interesting, because we often think of second degree murder as kind of a lesser included offense, that if it's not as serious as first degree, you can just go to second degree. Not so in Illinois. You have to find all the elements of first degree murder, and then you go to second degree murder and ask the question, as Maggie pointed out, was there a belief that deadly force was necessary? And in addition, was that belief unreasonable? Second degree murder in this case is defined as an unreasonable belief that you needed to use deadly force.
So they found all the elements. It's just the fact that they said that his use of deadly force was unreasonable. There was no reasonable way that you would have thought that her saying that I rebuke you in the name of Jesus and her picking up a pot of water was going to be deadly force for enough for you to have put that shot, because you all had there was two of you and you all had the advantage of retreat.
Believed your life was threatened, but it was unreasonable. And that's what I think the defense was hoping for. That signals to me that they believed they were not going to get a straight across the board acquittal.
All right, Maggie Vespa, Danny Savalas with that breaking news.
All right.
Also tonight,
y'all heard it here. He was found unreasonable. He said he thought his life was in danger because she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Okay. All right. So he has the ability to get the judge has the ability to sentence him between 4 and 20 years. I hope he gets sentenced for the whole 20. That's my hope. So I'm just going to read you just a little bit of this the story out of NBC News, written by Selena Guerra and Minnie Von Burke. Sean Grayson, a former Illinois sheriff deputy, was convicted Wednesday of second-degree murder in the 2024 death of Sonya Massey, a Black mother of two who had called 911 about a possible prowler. Grayson was charged with first-degree murder, but jury's instruction included the option to convict him of the lesser charge of second-degree murder. And as outlined by that legal analyst, they believed all the elements of first-degree murder, but they felt like his reason was unreasonable. Looks like attorney Ben Crump and Antonio Ramucci, who represented her family, said that they believe Grayson's actions warranted a first-degree murder conviction, but it was still a measure of justice for Sonya Massey. Former federal prosecutor Mark Chuktow said the defense made a strategic decision to include the second-degree murder charge. The prosecution likely felt confident about their case and was willing to go for an all-or-nothing verdict, but the defense did not want to take that chance, so they advocated for a lesser included charge. Interesting. Grayson faces 4 to 20, and I'm banking on the 20, y'all. I am banking on the 20. Grayson faces 4 to 20 years in prison for second-degree murder under United States law. He would likely be eligible to get a day-for-day credit for good behavior in prison, meaning he can end up only serving half of his sentence. Now, he's been in prison. Well, how long has he been in prison? I mean, he's been in jail awaiting trial. And there she is, Sonya Massey. Last week, Grayson's former partner, Deputy Dawson Farley, testified that he was not scared by any of Massey's action. He said he drew his weapon because he was trying to back my partner. In closing arguments, the defense pointed out that Farley amended his police report after Grayson was charged with first-degree murder, arguing Farley lied and changed his account. The body camera footage central to this case was played in the courtroom 3 times, showing Massey talking to the deputies and removing a pot of hot water from her stove shortly before shooting. On Monday, Grayson took the stand in his own defense, telling the court that he believed Massey was going to throw the bottle of boiling water on him after she says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." I'm also curious about the prowler. Is he still prowling? He testified that he took her remark as a threat, and then that's why he drew his firearm. I wonder how many Black folks was on that jury. I really do. I didn't want to take the chance of the taser malfunctioning, he says. The taser doesn't work on everybody. But you'd have tased, that woman didn't look like she was 100 pounds soaking wet. If you'd have tased her, she would have had that boiling hot water plopped on her. If she was doing the function that you say that she was doing. Child. Well, he has been convicted of second-degree murder, and I'd rather that than an acquittal. I hope the judge reviews what his partner says and give him double digits. I'm hoping for 20. I know his family would be satisfied if he was in life in prison, but I'm hoping for 20. But realistically, I believe he'll probably get anywhere from uh, uh, 8 to 10. That's just the way I see it. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. Bye-bye.